Cool, cool, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here with another episode of the Financial Life Podcast, and this is a special segment that I do every Monday. This is Military Mondays, as I'm here to promote our veterans, as I'm a veteran myself, served in the Marine Corps. Comes about because look, there's Veterans Day, there's Memorial Day and Memorial Weekend, and we recognize the veterans then, but you know, where's the recognition in between those times? Veterans are still here in the communities. We're doing stuff. They got businesses, projects. So I'm here to promote them and get their messages out with that. So I got another guest on today. His name is Tony. We're getting in a bit. But first, my usual shameless plug as usual. As you all know, this podcast is the financial life. We talk about financial literacy, credit, things like that. If you're looking for help with credit or business credit or something to do with financial, you can book a call with me at speakwithmatt.info. Again, speakwithmatt.info. Don't put the triple W, won't work. Speakwithmatt.info. And this episode is sponsored by Born to Risk. I'm one of the co-authors of the book. With that being said, let's get into it. I have a guest on today. Great man, the most amazing man ever of all the military veterans in the entire world. Don't know that's true, but he'll tell me. I have Tony Jefferson. Tony, what's going on, man? You got to match energy now.
What's going on, man? Oh man, you know I'm old country boy, man. I talk slow. I
Oh,
can't match
country
that
boy.
energy, but
You're like, nah, man, I'm a country boy. It's all good. We keep it a bit chill, good time, not like trying to start something. Cool, man. Good to have you. Thanks for being on, man. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no problem, man. Excited to do it.
Good, good, good. So let's start with the beef. What branch you serve in? If you didn't serve Marine Corps, you still suck.
Oh, Air Force, dude.
Air
Air
Force.
Force. Oh, y'all can have all them tents and ruck marches and all that.
Mhm, mhm. And you had like what, hotels and stuff? That's great. Like what's you're like, I'm gonna go with the easy one. It still counts. I don't care.
Oh, I've deployed with y'all before. Y'all will ruin the deployment.
Yeah, it's how we are. It's how we're trained. It's like, what'd you expect? You promise your rose garden?
As soon as they decide y'all don't need per diem, guess what? We don't get per diems.
You're like, this sucks. It's the military. What do you expect? And you're like, I appreciate food and having a bed to sleep in. Tell you that much. You know. How long did you serve in the Air Force for?
21 years,
12
2 months,
years.
8 days.
Oh well, you came down to the exact.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm ready to get out of this place. 12 years, 2 months, 2 days. We're done. What
I, I
made you?
did my I did my part. I'm good. I was ready.
Yep. No, I understand. I understand. I get it. You're like, I've done my time, done my part. I'm gonna leave. And then like, and did they come to you with like a re-enlistment bonus to be like, hey, if you re-enlist or whatever, we'll do this. And you're like, no, nah, I'm good. That comes with some stipulations besides the money.
No, not at the end, but I did get a couple of them on my way out. Uh,
Yeah.
I lucked into a couple of them. Like not even really, my reenlistments really didn't have anything to do with the bonus. It just happened to be there when it was time. So okay,
Right.
I'll take it.
Yeah. There you go. I'll take it. Cool. And then you're like, I'm good. No more. No mas. No mas. Um, you did ton of military, and let me ask you this: what got you in the military in the first place? Like, what was like, what, that's a choice I want to make. I want to do the Air Force and all that.
Mostly because my pops was in. Well, he was
Okay.
guard, but he was full-time guard, so he put on the uniform every day and went to work. So that was probably the biggest influences.
Family.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, the family, it's kind of funny because I started to notice that like if someone joins the military, I feel like it tends to be it's already in the family like 2 to 3 times, and then it's like someone else is joining. I haven't only two people where it's like no one was in the military and then someone just joined. It tends to be like someone far up does it and someone else does it and someone else does it. It's definitely a family thing.
Oh
Like what
yeah,
is it?
it's usually somebody in your family that because if you don't know anybody personally that's in it, military looks scary as hell when you're 18.
Yeah, it does, but you guys sign that paperwork you for that draft. If you're a man, you want to financial aid for college, they'll be like, "Yeah, you get a register for this." You're like, "No, I don't want to do that. Too bad. We'll come after you." This
Yeah,
is
but
what
you got family and friends. If you got family that's already been through it and they can kind of talk to you about. So I think that's probably why you see a lot of generations in the military.
Yeah. They see it, they raised on it. My dad was a military brat growing up, and so they see it, they tell you about it. So, like you said, that's true now. So, okay. So after you got out of the military, what did you do after that?
Uh, I worked on the base for like a year for the first year after I got out, and I was working on my company kind of on the side. And then after like a year, uh, they changed the position for my contract. And I thought about it, and I was like, I'm going to take 6 months off and just work on this project. And it was actually funny because I had another job before that 6 months was up. Somebody recommended me for an interview for another job, and I didn't really want to take it, but because they recommended me, I went to the interview.
Mm,
I felt like I aced the interview because I know what they were doing and I knew exactly what they needed, and I could have provided those skills. But after that, they ghosted me.
mm.
I, I would have been fine with not getting a job, but I mean, they just straight ghosted me. No answering emails, no answering phone calls. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. So that's
Mm.
when I decided I'm just going to focus on my company full time.
Okay. I gotcha.
That
So
was that was my that was my foray into entrepreneurship.
kind of a sound like a one that was kind of like I don't want to say forced, but just like a slap in the face, like just ghosting you. They should at least call you and say, "Hey, we're not taking you." And they just
Yeah,
that's jacked up.
I I just didn't feel like taking that any kind of that type of disrespect anymore. So like, no, I'm just going to do my own thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the military is a little different. You can get respected. You can't say much unless you legitimately have a certain claim. You most of the time you're like, I'll just shut up and just deal with it, move on, and stay out of trouble. Yeah, that makes sense. So that happened, and then from there, was the company that you work on then the same as it now, or was it a different one?
No, it's the same one.
Same one. Okay. And so, what's your company now that you have?
Traveling session.com. It's a social media platform focused on travel. The key differentiator between us and most travel websites you go to is we don't want to focus on the destination. We want to focus on the traveler. We want to focus on what that person wants in the destination. So in a sense, we're matching people up with their ideal destination.
Gotcha. Because I know we talked about this prior, and it's not the same thing as a travel agent or travel agency, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And for those that may not understand, like explain the difference between what you're doing and a travel agent or travel agency. Because travel agents I talk to, they want to like line you up with like, what you want, you're doing the same thing, but how do you operate and how does a travel agent or agency operate? So people understand it.
So on the fundamental basis, your travel agent is going to book travel for you. What my platform is like I said, it's like a social media platform. Think Instagram
Yeah.
or TripAdvisor. You can go in there and you can post photos and videos. But the key thing that we do is travel reviews. So it's hard to give travel recommendations if I don't know anything about you. And it's hard for you to get travel recommendations from me if you don't know anything about me.
Right.
So and if you go on most sites, they'll give you a travel review, but how do you know that travel review is geared towards you?
Good point.
How do you know if that person is got the same travel styles as you? Like say they might like say you're someone that's in bed at 8 o'clock every night, and this is somebody who's out partying until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
They're going to have a totally different view of that city than you are. So you want to find people that match your energy. And so that's basically the way I set the site up with like a structured travel review system. And one of the nice things that we do is we'll actually give you your own personal score to kind of give you a good idea of whether that's a good place for you to travel or not.
Ah, I like that. So, and this score, and does that score like, um, what I want to say is a score that kind of like matches with your preference. Like this place is 100% resonates with you, like 100, and this place is like a 50. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, you may you 50 shot, it may work. So it's kind of like that.
yeah. So the algorithm is pretty, oh, I won't say it's simple, but it's based off of your preferences and then based off of the ratings that other people have rated that place.
Okay.
But like I
Gotcha.
said, it's meant to skew the scores towards what's important to you.
Right. Okay. That I like that. That makes sense. So it's so focus on the user, what they're doing, and the thing that they want versus like, hey, we're Travelocity. Here's a bunch of places with some reviews or whatever, and pay your money and hope it all goes well for the most part.
Absolutely. Because if you look, like if you look on your social media feeds now, once you see one location is popular, that's where you see everybody going. But just because
Right.
everybody's going there doesn't mean it's right for you. That just means a whole bunch of people are liking that place or liking posts about that place. And
Right.
now it's that place is popular in the algorithm. So the social media platforms just showing you more and more of that. Doesn't mean it's good
Yeah.
for you. Just means it's a
Yeah.
place.
Right. Because you could like a post, like a picture, and the algorithm goes, "Oh, let's show you more of that." And it's like just because like the picture doesn't mean you may necessarily like the destination as far as that goes. Okay. Then for what you do as well, like do people to go to website and like are they I guess they just sign up, but do they sign up as an account with it? Like, how does that whole process work with somebody? Like, I go on there, what happens from A to like B or D in this case? From, hey, I want to go somewhere. Is there a process where it takes like a week or whatever to figure out what my preferences are and show me some things, or is it like happen within an hour, for example?
So you go in and the first thing you do is go to your profile and you set up your profile. You go to the first thing I would do is go to travel review settings, and that's where you would set your settings up, and that's where you're going to actually get your personalized score when you go to a travel review. From there, I would next go and set your travel styles. So we have a list of travel styles, and you select three of them to make up your own travel persona.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can just explore if you want to go right. You can go and write travel reviews, or you can just go and look at some of the stuff that other people have posted, or you can start posting photos and videos, or another thing you can do. We've got a map where you can highlight all the countries that you visited and then mark all your favorite country. I mean, your favorite
Mhm.
cities,
Yeah.
like your favorite city for nightlife, your favorite city for food, fill in that. So one of the things we want to do is make sure that we give you a chance to express yourself as a traveler. So like if someone's so if I can come to your profile and I can see, okay, this is the places he's already been compared to the places I've been. So like if you're telling me Las Vegas is the best place for nightlife in the world, well, I want to know whether you've been to Tokyo, whether you've been to Seoul, whether
Mhm.
you've been, you know, I need to know what you're comparing it to when you're saying this is the best place in the world to go to.
Right.
Like I said, we're just trying to give context to the traveler. And I think that's something that's missing in the travel industry now.
It's to what's the word? It's all become like such a commodity where it's just simply a product. Like you go to the store and buy a can of food. That's what it is. Here's your can of travel to this place versus going to like, I don't know, Whole Foods or that's something that's more upscale and better. Like this is the Whole Foods of travel. You get this, and you can eat here, get a massage and things like that. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And some people don't want that. Like some people don't
True.
want that. Some people, no, I don't want to spend all my time in a luxury resort. No, I want to be somewhere closer to where the people are. Because I mean, everybody travels for different reasons.
Yeah, that's true. But when
Like
I think of travel, I think of like I'm gonna travel to like some place and enjoy myself, have a lot of fun, like the beach or something. but people also travel for business. So it's not always the same thing. Would your site work for like people who travel for business too as well? Or is
Y-
that just for more sort of like just for pleasure?
In my mind, it can be used for business. The way I think of it more is like a research tool before you visit someplace.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out there is space for there for business travel, but I still haven't figured out quite how to tailor it specifically for, at least I don't feel like I have it set up the best for business travelers yet. But that's
Right.
something I want to work on because the difference between business travelers and uh, uh, tourism travelers is most times as a business traveler, you're not choosing the destination.
Yeah, you're really not, unfortunately.
So, and right now, that's more what the site is geared towards is helping folks choose that destination. So I have to figure out how to, because it definitely fits in for business travelers, but I haven't figured out exactly how to, for my liking, it's not where it needs to be for business travelers.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But we're
For
still
me,
working. It's still I mean,
mm,
it's finished product, and okay, I'm done. I'm wiping my hands with it. I'm constantly building. I'm always working.
always perfecting, trying to make it different. So for this, like, what's your vision for this in the future, in like, the next 5, 10, and 15 years?
5, 10, at 10 years, I would really like, which that's ultimately very, very ambitious. I'd like to be publicly traded. That would be my ultimate goal.
Hmm.
I think realistically, in 10 years, I think we could easily be a nine-figure year company.
I like it. Good. I like that. It's a good that's a good goal to have. Now to kind of pivot just a little bit, I know when we first spoke, you also do, was it trading, like stock trading or something like that?
Oh yeah, trying not to cut
Yeah.
my eye over here this other screen at this NVIDIA call I got going right now, but
Always on the move on a podcast, trading, doing things. I don't slow down to sleep. Even them so in my head. Damn, that's going at it. That's what I do. Oh man. Now we were talking about that with trading and things. So why did you get in trading, and would you recommend other people get into trading, and like how they keep it simple, and how can that be something that's beneficial to their life?
well, I don't think it's necessarily you have to get into trading, but trading to me is more fun. But you do need to learn how to invest your money. And I think that's something that a lot of folks are lacking in that education because especially for business owners, because I remember when I first started my company, I didn't really think about it, but your average bank account is only insured up to $250,000. You're a multi-million dollar company. Where are you keeping your money? Or you just got a whole bunch of $250,000 accounts spread out all over the place?
Mhm.
They're investing that money in
Right.
stocks and bonds. So as a business owner, if you plan for your company to grow, you need to know how to invest your money. So it's better off starting with your personal account before you start messing around and blow up your business account.
I agree with that. No, I agree. You're right on that. It's the financial literacy aspect in this country is financial aspect. The fact that financial literacy is not taught is a shame. And to what you're saying as well, that people, would you agree that most people know about investing and that they think they should do it, but they don't, just due to like lack of knowledge and not knowing, and then they do you think that's what stops a lot of people from getting into investing in general?
I think a lot of people don't get into it mostly because they're scared, because most of the time they're using these big words that people don't understand. And the honest truth is nobody wants to look dumb. So they're scared to ask. But I
Right.
mean, that's one thing I've had to learn as a business owner. I will ask questions all day long because closed mouths don't get fed. There's always, and the first person that tries to teach you about it might not be the right person. You might have to go to a couple different people. You might have
Yeah.
to hit a bunch of different YouTube channels. You might have to hit a bunch of different Facebook groups. You might actually have to pay somebody. That I mean, but you need to learn that stuff. Except for me, it's just I do the trading, but like I said, that's more fun. The investment is because in reality, you make more money investing most of the time anyway,
Yeah.
over long periods.
You mean I can't get rich quick tomorrow, invest $1,000, get like, 100 million tomorrow? What are you talking about, Tony?
Oh, it could happen. That's why I keep trading.
Could happen.
Not
Then
very
you,
likely.
you lose a lot of money that way.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh, it sounds like you've had your share of like, let's invest in this, you're like, didn't go anywhere. Let's invest in this, didn't go anywhere. Like, I'm gonna just stop gambling. Because basically,
Oh yeah, and you know what? Everybody you go to will tell you this, but it's one of those lessons I think every trader has to learn on their own. Like they tell you, oh, invest your money, plan for 5 to 10 years to get maximum returns. Everybody wants to trade. Oh, let me buy this. This is going to be the next Amazon. Nope, it's gone.
yeah,
I think it's a rite of passage. I think everybody's got to go through that. Well, at least I did.
I kind of did. For me, my experience with getting into like stocks and investing, especially in the crypto space. Well, let me ask this: what's your opinion on crypto?
Oh, it's the future. But for me, crypto, I don't trade it. I just buy it and hold it.
Yeah,
Partly because you, you don't get the same tax benefits uh, when you're selling and trading crypto.
yeah.
Like they tax crypto like you sold a used car or something like that. Yeah, it's like selling a physical asset, not like selling a security.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Um, what was I gonna say? To No, I remember before I got into trading and like not trading. For me, trading, I was investing in stocks. I remember hearing about like somebody who I forget who I heard this from that along the way, if you're not careful, it can become addicting and like gambling. And I was like, okay, why? Because like it's not like you're getting your money back right away. Then I got into it and I was like, oh, because then I somehow got all these stupid email lists. This one investment return a thousand percent gains, and it's only costs like $12. I'm like, what, really? And you start seeing these things, and and then like then there's the IPOs and getting them for $1. And I saw and went, oh, this is how people go broke in this. This is where the gambling aspect comes in because what gets people is, and it happens, you hear about those people who are like, yo, someone came to me to invest in Google years ago, and I was like, this is bullshit. I would have been multimillionaire. Someone came years ago to invest in this thing back in the 50s. They didn't do it because you hear about it happens. And so when you've heard these stories, you really go, is this legitimate or is this BS? Because if it is, it's a gamble. But if it isn't, I'm just be and so I that the fact that most time it's not, people go, but that's what gets them. It's also that this could be it. This could be the one thing that if I invest in, oh my God, I'm set for life. And that's a huge gamble.
Well,
Huge.
well, it's just like gambling or just like taking a drug. Like when you win and you get that little dopamine hit and you get that euphoric feeling, it's yeah, you could get addicted.
Yeah.
It's very true. But I think and me, I'm really risk on. I have a lot of appetite for risk when I invest, but that's where you have to balance out your portfolio, where you have the foundation of your portfolio should be like those large uh blue chip stocks that have been around forever, aren't going anywhere, like a
Yeah.
Microsoft or Amazon or Google or something like that. But I'm all about taking chances on what's going to be the future, but you can't bet all of it. So if you have to find the balance for how much you can invest in each month or whatever fits into your risk appetite, what's not going to have you staying up at night.
Yeah. What's your risk tolerance? But people don't know. It's like if you're okay with $100, don't overdo more in it, and that varies per person. Like wherever it is, that's what it is. Don't go beyond because like a lot of people, I remember a lot of people were doing with Bitcoin. Like it was crazy. People were taking out second mortgages or something crazy, and I was like, whoa, no. And some people came out fine, others nothing.
Now you gotta, it's about timing and that's why investing is better than trading because you're going over such a long time frame. When you're going in a short time frame for trading, you get caught up here. If you bought up here and the stock is down here, and that at the end of that time frame, you took a loss. But if you bought it up here and it goes down here and you just let it sit for 5, 10 years, eventually it'll catch back up.
Exactly. It's a game of patience. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
I tell people with credit, it's a marathon. Yes, you have your sprints, and you eventually it evens out, and then things happen. But like it's you just stay and go. All right, it goes down, and like people don't realize that the worst time to listen to about investing, the worst place is the mainstream news. When it's good, they'll make you buy more, and when it's down, they're like, oh my god, it's all going to shit. It's like don't listen to them. Because if the stock market's going down, a lot of another view is that you can buy things then. Like, why? It's cheap. Think about it. Do you want to buy stock when it's 1,000 or like 5,000? That'd make sense. Buy it when it's on discount, let it ride out, and it goes back up. You made your money back and then some.
If you bought it at if you were willing to buy it at 100, you should love it at 80.
Yeah.
But human nature, oh no, it's going down. We're scared, so don't buy it. Yeah, I still get caught by that. I
We all
still,
do. It just is. But that's where you have to go. Let me calm myself down. Let me stop and look at it. All right, it's fine, and write it out. That's it.
yeah, it definitely involves controlling your emotions.
Because the stock market's bipolar as hell. It'll be, and I'm like, how does this make sense? And I'm like, I'm just gonna, all right, it's up, it's down. I don't care, and I go on something else.
Oh man, I will tell you, I take some of my biggest losses because I don't go to the gym early enough. So like I'll be in the trade and I'll be looking at it. Oh, it's still going up. I'm gonna go to the gym for an hour.
Hmm.
This is the hour I'm in the gym and I come back out like, what happened? It's that
So what happens?
somebody came on CNBC and said something and spooked the market and boop.
Yeah,
Man,
and
it could have nothing to do with your stock or
nothing.
you could have picked it perfectly. Just some bad news and gone.
See, but that's the thing about the stock market and like with trading is that it's 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 an industry where people will say stuff with no evidence saying that this thing is going to happen. This thing could be terrible news or it could be great news. There's no evidence that they've ever said this is guaranteed going to happen. And people go, oh shit, and react off it. It's like, that's where you, again, control your emotions and go, wait, is this really going to happen? Is this like a potential? And that's all it is. And people and it reacts off of that. Like they could say, we think the stock market's going to be the greatest in the next 3 months. Really? Shh. And it's like, it's only been 20 minutes, y'all. What's going to happen in 3 months? And give some rosy posy thing. And then suddenly next week, some new attack happens and just shh. it's the worst time to market right now. Oh my God, why? And because in 3 months it could be this. Oh my, and it's like, oh, it's such a roller
Well,
coaster if you're not careful.
and that's the crazy thing too, because like you're not, because really you're not like buying stock based on the value of the company. You're buying it based off of what everybody else thinks that company's worth. So if
Yeah.
they come out with bad news at that time, the company might be worth less. But the next day they could come out with great news and now the company is worth more. So the company itself might not have fundamentally changed in that 24 hours, but
Right.
people's perception of it has changed. So
Exactly.
it there's a little bit to it.
It's it's what it is. It's like I'm glad you said that. You're not buying it based off the value of what the company brings. It's everyone's perception on the company's value. It's like two different things. The company's got value, you're fine, you're good. If you're going based on what people say, you're gonna be stressed out and losing money like hand or fist all the time. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I
This is
mean,
ridiculous.
it could be a great company. They could have an amazing product. They might not know how to market it. And that company just goes under.
Yep.
That happens.
Yep. Oh well. But my next question is, with what you do, with trading and then also your business, like what are some things people should know just so they could like to be more successful and like lessons you learn from the military in your life and in business? Like what are some takeaways you can share with people?
I think one thing I figured out is uh leadership in the military and leadership in the entrepreneur world are two different things. This is what they say in the military. Shit rolls downhill. But when you own your business, it doesn't roll downhill. Everything is your fault. Everything is
Yeah.
your fault.
Yep.
You can't blame it on employees. You can't blame it on customers. Everything is your fault because you can't expect anybody, especially as a founder or CEO, you can't expect anybody else to be more invested than you are in your company.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things. Another thing I think a lot of folks I was thinking about this the other day. Like in the military, we got three operational levels. You got your tactical, operational, and strategic. So I started looking at my business sort of like that. And what I realized is most people like to spend their time down at the tactical level because that's where the sexy is. That's where you're actually doing what makes you money at the
Right.
tactical. But every once in a while, but you need to go to the operational level to start thinking about, okay, what resources do I have to do the things at the tactical level?
Right.
So if you're looking at your operational level, you're talking about doing your marketing, your social media posts, and things like that. But I think where most business owners fail is they never get up into that strategic level, that top level where you're actually not that, not so much that, hey, this task needs to get done. Do we even need to do this task? Or is that task even a priority right now?
Right.
If you're not thinking about it from a strategic standpoint, then a lot of times you're just spinning your wheels on things that don't really matter. Like, what is the point of marketing if you, what's the point of marketing to get new customers if you're not, if you can't handle additional customers?
Yeah.
If you're
Right.
operating at the tactical level, that's your, that's like infantry, like that's our thing. We want to make money. You're not
Yep.
thinking about the strategic, nope, my job is to make money at this level.
Yeah. Yep. It's looking at it's sounding what you're saying. It's working on your business, taking the time to look at it onward versus being in it, going, wait a minute, what are we doing? And then go, oh, okay, this makes sense. Then it works better. You work better. You're happier. You actually getting more. You're actually getting your business where you want to be versus, just trying to force it in. Like, let's look at the systems that we have in place and change that. That way we can be, be more profitable and overall be happier.
Yeah. So like I said, I think about it like this. Like if you operate at the tactical level, you'll win a lot of battles. But unless you're operating at the strategic level, you're not going to win any wars.
Yep. Yep. You're very, very, very right on that one. Cool, cool, cool. Tony, man, I thank you for coming along and being on here and then talking about what you do. For those people who are interested, how can they contact you? How can they reach you?
Easiest way, travelingsession.com/contact us. Fill out the form. That's the easiest way to get hold of me. Or you can email info@travelingsession.com. Or you can hit any of our social medias. If you contact page, it'll have links to all our social medias, but almost all of them are at Traveling Session on almost all the platforms. We hang out. You can find us.
Cool. I want to go somewhere. We need to know more about you. Like what? My favorite color is blue and I love bacon. Okay, that's clean close. Tell me, I should sign up and be like your worst customer ever and give you the most random answers to things I actually enjoy. I love donuts. Give me a traveling place to go.
See, you say that, but I promise, like I said, I've got an inner. I'm skinny, but I've got an inner fat boy. I will travel for food. Before we get off,
Yeah.
I went to Amsterdam. I no kidding, got on the train from Amsterdam, rode all the way to Brussels just so I can get mussels and fries, waffles, and a delirium beer. Got back on the train and then came back to Amsterdam.
Nice. Nice. You can do that.
So I need those. So when I'm talking about travel, I need to talk to those foodie travelers. I need to talk because
Yeah.
that's my thing.
Mussels and fries. That sounds good. And delirium beer. Oof. That's a good time. That's not turning back. I'm good. I got dry. I don't do shit. I was gonna relax. Go in that food coma.
I just woke up and I was like, huh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna jump on the train and go to Brussels.
There you go. Why not? Go for it. It's your life. I'm just here with it. So cool, man. I thank you for being on, Tony. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you, man.